Well, hey everybody, I hope you had a great holiday. I was very lucky to have my family here in town visiting me, and my parents have graciously agreed to join me for this week's video. Basically, I put together a list of questions for them to answer about me while I was growing up. So let's see how they do. This is a test, guys.
Okay. You have to be honest?
You have to be honest,
Okay.
even if it is embarrassing for me. I think that's key. To introduce them, you have Bernie on the left and Joanne on the right.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, let's jump right in. When did you first have an inkling that I was going to grow up to be an actress/landscape designer, if ever?
Well, the key, you were always the entertainer. Let's put it that way, even from when you were little. I remember when you used to take dance lessons, you were about 3 years old, and while you hated to go to the practices, when it came time for performance, you just lit up and took over the stage, just were so comfortable up there. It was just, it was like, holy smokes, this kid really enjoys being on stage. And
Nice.
so,
Well, I think too is that even when you were still in a high chair, you would hum as you were either eating some kind of food and you just sit there hum along.
Right.
Even prior to that, when you were first learning to, well, no, actually right around at the same time when you're learning to talk, you didn't say words necessarily. You used intonation and
Inflections.
inflection on
Yeah.
your words. You would go da 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 da,
your baby
and we
talk
would
had so, yeah.
and we would answer kind of like, oh, just some kind of comment to her, and you would just go like we answered your question that you wanted, and
Nice.
you'd keep right on going.
Well, that might answer one of my other questions, which was what were my first words?
They were Dada. I mean, that's always, I think, the easiest one
yeah,
to say.
yeah.
Mama was right behind it, but Dada was first.
But then after that, I just started speaking in sentences,
Yeah,
right?
Yes, you
didn't do a lot of one-word
Words.
talking.
Yeah.
You-
At least 3 words
Yeah.
into a sentence. Right
Wow,
away.
maybe foreshadowing my long storytelling
Yes,
habits.
I think so.
What was the most ridiculous thing I ever did as a child?
Well, I just always thought you were very independent, and it kind of always surprised me, even as a little 2-year-old or whatever, if someone asked you, you know, like if you went with one of your cousins somewhere, and it wasn't even like, see you, Mom, or anything. It was just get in the car and go. Very independent, even at an early age.
I do it myself was one of your favorite statements when you were little.
I do it myself.
I'll do it myself. I'll dress myself, pick up my own clothes, fix my hair.
Oh.
Do it myself. Very independent. I used to call you Miss Independent. You were always outgoing. You were always on the go. Always up for an adventure. But so we were surprised a lot by how you were acting, but not anything weird.
Right. Nothing like Emily with her little
No.
apple stickers and all of that.
No.
My sister would,
No.
when she'd get an apple out of the bowl, she'd take the sticker off and stick it on another apple and walk away. So there was always at the end one apple with like 18 stickers on it.
Yeah.
So nothing like that.
No.
No.
Okay. All right. I was pretty normal. I don't
Not,
know what
I wouldn't
happened.
say that, but not weird.
Okay. Did I always like plants and nature?
I mean, we used to live in a more rural area, so, you know, we had a garden and we did plant flowers, and we'd like to play around in the dirt and help out. I remember when we first moved to our new house where there was no landscaping at all, and so one of the first things we did was put in a big lawn, and I rented a big tractor with a rototiller on the back of it to till up all the ground, and we wanted to ride on the tractor and be part of that whole process.
I remember that. I remember the rolls of sod, and there was a garter snake. I don't know why, but I remember picking that up. I used to love picking up weird stuff. I remember picking up spiders too, which I would never do now. But that was that was really fun. I always loved, and then riding on your lawnmower.
Lawnmower too.
With you.
Once we got a lawn in, we used to love to ride on the riding lawnmower.
Yeah.
Around cutting grass.
Mom, you were just saying that you actually remembered something that was like,
Landscape.
it could be a
landscape design thing. We had bought a painting, but we had to go to another city to pick it up. And the man had a nice yard and then one of those white picket fence kind of places with the arbor and everything. And then as we were going home, you were sitting in the back seat, and I guess you couldn't have been more than 4 years old, and you were drawing with pencil and paper and drawing, and you drew that man's front yard with, or at least where the fence and the arbor was, and with the flowers and the plants on it. It was almost an exact thing of it. It was like we were just amazed.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's funny because I think the painting was something similar.
Yeah, that
Well,
yeah.
It's still hanging in our
It's
house
still
now.
hanging in our house.
Yeah,
But
with like a
you just-
picket fence and flowers and
Right.
stuff. We all know that teenagers can be dramatic, and especially girls, and especially girls who are finding their way into drama and theater. What was the most dramatic thing that I ever did as a teenager?
Well, I'm going to say dramatic right off the bat is when you were in 6th grade, was which we were surprised because you never used to sing around home or anything. But the choir teacher at that time at the school had a medley of Americana songs that they had the different grades do, and you were featured in one of them singing "Midnight Train to Georgia," and that. We sat there with our mouths open because we didn't even realize you could sing.
Well, at first we thought you were lip syncing it, because not only was it really right on key, it sounded like the original artist. And it was like, and we were sitting back a little further in the group, and so we couldn't really see right away who was singing. And then the fact that, okay, is she lip syncing it? And we saw it was you, and it was you, and it was just, that's when we first realized that you had such an amazing voice. We already knew that you were a little ham an actress.
Well, we picked up on that because your neighbors, our next door neighbors, gave you and your sister a box of dress-up clothes, and so you're always using that. But interestingly enough, when you were 16 and 17, and you and one of your friends were dressing up again with some of those same things to entertain your little sister and her birthday group that I remember, and it was. I had to
Spice Girls.
Yeah.
We were surprise Spice.
Yeah.
We came out with our like top knots and our like mini skirts, and we're like,
you did the dance and the always
stop
entertaining.
right now. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, then you got involved in the drama at the junior high level and just 7, 8 grade, and
I was thinking more like
Dramatic.
dramatic. Like I was I'm a
everything.
teenager, but thank you for all the
everything
compliments.
was a drama when you would come home and one girl was your best friend one day, and the next day they were not, so you would go into this crying and carrying on, and oh my gosh, life is over.
Oh God, why did I insist on this question?
And then there was always, everything was, wow. Anytime you got hurt, the slightest little injury was, you thought, you were murdered. Something was choking you or killing you, because you just
It was
were
always
very loud expression of any kind of discomfort or pain.
It was always drama.
Yep, that's what I was looking for. Not sure why, but but yeah, that sounds like me. What was your favorite role or roles that I played before going professional?
That's an easy one for both of us.
It's an
We
easy
played
one.
Eliza Doolittle
As a sophomore
as a sophomore, and
in high school.
yeah,
That was the lead.
Wait, no, I'm pretty sure it was junior year.
Yeah,
Was it your
junior
Junior
year.
year, yeah.
That's right. I just
Yeah.
knew you were into the choir earlier than usual.
But,
Well, then that was sophomore year, but
But you took the lead as Eliza Doolittle, and for 5 amazing performances, that was just incredible.
it was.
So-
We saw that play later in Seattle at Fifth Avenue Theater, and it didn't compare
Yeah.
to that performance
To the
that
high school
both
performance.
you and actually the
The
whole
whole
entourage.
staff
They
for
were-
the
Yeah.
it was,
crew.
so well done. The costumes, the music,
Yeah.
the voices, the talent, and you were just totally amazing in a role that you had to transform into different basically characters.
well, we had an amazing theater and music program at my high school, which was the reason why I transferred to go there. So the school I was supposed to go to in my district was known for sports, which I'd always loved sports. I played soccer until I graduated high school, but once I got into high school, or I guess in junior high, I really was like, oh wow, I love acting. So
You had an amazing theater teacher in
Yeah.
junior high
Yeah.
that encouraged you to get into
Yep.
the theater. And to
Mrs.
do the play.
Binkley, did you guys ever worry about me going into acting as a career? And if so, did you ever think you could do anything to change my mind?
To change your mind, no. I don't know that
I
we
don't
worry.
Yeah,
It's
it
just
wasn't
that,
really a
there
worry.
are
It
some,
was like,
negative.
keep your options open kind of thing, but that's typical, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we
It
always
was a little-
encouraged you.
Yeah, you
did.
really did.
We
You
always
really.
did, very
That's
much
always.
so.
That's the only thing I ever knew.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that no, my parents have always.
There was a little bit of concern when you
It was a little
decided to do it full time
Mm-hmm.
and down here in LA, but we have had so much confidence in you. You had so much confidence in yourself. We just kind of stepped back and said,
Yeah.
"It'll
Still
work out.
amazed.
Whatever, it will work out because of who you are, and both your talent and your ability to make good decisions."
Yeah.
Oh, you guys, I love you. See, guys, I've always said I have the best parents. Now you see. What did you think about me being invited to be a guest on the Howard Stern show?
That was a shock.
Howard Stern?
Yeah, it's like,
Mom, you were crying. You were like,
Yeah.
"Don't go. He's gonna be awful to you." I was like, "It's okay. It's okay. It's okay."
Yeah.
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 It did turn out okay. He was
Yeah.
great.
He
but
was. He has a
I
reputation
can
of
understand
being-
why you were nervous.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a shock. So it was like, if you didn't do it, that would be okay with me.
Yeah, but obviously,
But it worked out.
he was impressed by you, and
Yeah.
the interview went very, very well, and kind
Yeah.
of out of character for him because he usually likes to make it shocking and
Yeah.
maybe
Oh,
go after
He
his
was
guest
so-
to
yeah.
kind of stir things up. But he was extremely.
No, he was so cool.
Cool.
He was so cool. That's still one of the coolest things I can say that I did in my career. So, thank God it turned out all right. Now that you've seen how I've grown, are there any regrets or maybe desires to rehome me?
to rehome you.
Because I'm adopted. If you watched the 30 Things About Me video, you would know that. Okay.
Have to go with that.
You could just say no.
I think when it got to be really in the high school and the drama where you're really starting to stretch your wings and wanting to make the cut between the parent and the child and move on, and that was
There were some moments during
Yeah.
that, maybe
you want to say, okay.
junior, senior year of high school where it was like, if you wanted to go live with a relative, that would be okay.
Again, why did I invite this sort of answer?
But no, overall, it was such a joy parenting.
It was a challenge,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
a challenge. It was not easy all the time, that's okay. The only thing that, along those lines, that became a little bit concerning, I think it was in your junior year. I mean, you were always so active and so eager to do new things. You kind of extended yourself, and we had to kind of work with you to try and cut back a little bit because you were kind of getting a little overwhelmed.
That sounds pretty consistent.
Yeah.
Without getting too mushy,
Oh.
what is your favorite thing about me?
Your diplomacy with people. I think that just throughout the years, but also just mostly recently, how you matured as a person, and like I said, when you were talking the other day to the guy in the hardware store, and how you very gently got what you were looking for with because he was kind of overzealous, I guess, about what he was trying to sell or whatever. But anyway, how you very carefully and tactfully, built him up and yet still got what you were looking for too. And I was just like, wow. So
I'll go hardware store shopping with you anytime, Mom, if you need me.
I just your interaction with people and
Yeah.
and how you communicate, and you're so gracious.
Yeah, you're able to interact so well with such a variety of different personalities, whether it be a teacher or an actor or somebody that you met that was a professional. You just were able to just be there, be present, be yourself, and enjoy and get the most out of that particular interaction. And that's a talent and a skill and a maturity that you always mature beyond your years when it came to that. Not in everything, but in that.
There we go. Perfect. We'll end on a little bit of humor. I love it. I love you guys. I love you.
We love you.
Thank you for raising me and also volunteering to spend your afternoon doing this. Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully next week it will not be raining and we can do something fun in the garden. But I hope you have enjoyed getting to know me and my family a little bit more. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Love you mucho. Mwah!